Welcome to my Scalar Light laboratory. My name is Tom Paladino. I'm a Scalar Light researcher. In the background, you'll see some of my Scalar Light instruments that I work with. Now, these instruments access a dimension. It's known as scalar energy. This is not electromagnetic energy. And scalar energy is able to communicate within the universe at instantaneous communication velocity. So there's no time lag when we're working with scalar energy. It's instantaneous communication. What I've also learned about scalar energy, it's non-physical. So this is a pure essence. It's the essence of God. I consider it to be the omnipresence of God. And today I'm going to explain how I would access the herpes virus by way of a person's photograph and then break down or transmute the herpes virus by way of this instrument, all within the quantum field, all within the scalar energy force field. So when I work with these instruments, I work with photographs. Now, this is my photograph. These instruments only work with photographs. Why? Because we access information, scalar energy information on a photograph. So if I were to place my photograph inside this instrument, there would be an immediate connection, communication, instantaneous communication with the scalar energy paradigm. That's a different paradigm than that of electricity and magnetism. So, placing my photograph inside the instrument, my photograph now is enjoying a scalar energy communication. Now, keep in mind, I only work with the spirit body. This is not a physical session. I only work with photographs, and those photographs I can access a non-physical dimension, what I consider to be the light of Jesus Christ. Now, I'm going to demonstrate how with a scalar energy instrument, I can detect a microbe on a photograph and then break down or transmute that microbe. I'm holding in my hand a magnified photograph of the herpes virus. This is the Herpes Simplex virus. And by working with photographs of microbes, I'm able to detect the molecular genetic structure of the herpes virus. So scalar energy will interpret the molecular and genetic structure of the herpes virus. And in so doing, it will send information to break down those molecular bonds that hold together the genetic structure of the herpes simplex virus. So I'm going to place this photograph of the herpes simplex virus inside the scalar energy instrument so that there will be an immediate communication between the herpes simplex virus and my quantum field. So now these two photographs are inside the scalar energy instrument. There's an immediate communication, an immediate connection, if you will, non-physical connection between the photograph of the herpes virus and my photograph. So this is quantum entanglement, or perhaps what some people call the connection, the life force connection. I consider it to be the mystical body of Christ. So with this design, with this protocol, I'm able to detect, to actually monitor if I were to have the herpes virus inside my quantum body, not inside my physical body, inside my scalar energy quantum body, by way of my photograph. Everything is done by way of a photograph. So this protocol that you see behind me is now the straightforward method of detecting the herpes virus in the quantum field, the presence of the herpes virus in the information field. And I do that by a photograph, once again, of the herpes virus, interacting, communicating with my photograph. So this is non-physical science. And with this type of arrangement, I'm able to detect the presence of the herpes virus inside my photograph and then break down, transmute, destroy that genetic structure of the herpes virus that is found on my photograph. So this is the technique that I've developed that employs this notion of quantum entanglement, in which everything in the universe communicates with everything else. So those two photographs are communicating with one another. In other words, The photograph of the herpes virus is communicating with my photograph. And in so doing, I'm able to download, I'm able to send information into my quantum field to look for the herpes virus and to break down that molecular structure, those molecular bonds. Molecular bonds are non-physical, to break down the molecular bonds of the herpes virus. Now, this is a new process. I've developed this process. I don't know of anybody else in the world that is working with this process, this protocol. Why? Well, the instruments are unique. And as an inventor, as a theorist, this is my process. So what you're looking at is perhaps the threshold of a new science, quantum science, the ability to identify microbes and then break down those microbes, all by way of scalar energy instruments in the quantum field, which is non-physical, by way of photographs. So thus far, there is no scientific protocol to prove or disprove my work. This is new and groundbreaking research. And I look forward to the day when a third party, a scientific group, will either try to prove or disprove my work. So that is, if you will, a thumbnail sketch of how a scalar energy instrument works to break down a microbe, transmute a microbe in the non-physical plane. Again, I'm Tom Paladino. I'm a Scalar Light researcher. Thank you for your attention to this new and emerging science. I think it has great potential. These are free energy devices that someday will liberate mankind from that encumbrance of costly energy. Thank you.